Thank you, guys. My time.
Right, what's going on, guys? I'm really sorry about this. I woke up late. Everything's been late. I had nothing set up, so I do apologise. So Fear Jack is a reserve, remember, so he won't be there. What's going on, Jim? How you doing? Yeah, I really do apologise about being late to everything. I don't feel great, and I stayed up watching the UFC last night as well. Oh my god, I fell asleep. Who won? I missed the main event. Seconds into round 2, no way. Oh, I can't believe I fell asleep. Right, so Podge is in P2. My voice is a bit quiet. I'm just going to do a quick sound check now. Bear with me and let me just check that. So, yeah, okay, that's fine. So I think that should be a bit better. Yeah, okay. Is that okay for everybody? And also, can they hear the game volume? Yeah, all good. Right, let's go. So, Jay, he's the championship leader. He's currently in P2. For some reason, I'm trying to get a stream banner that shows us the current driver standings, but for some reason, I don't know why, it won't load up. It will not load up at all, and it's quite annoying actually. Wait, is the whole screen moved? No. Because that. So yeah, I don't know why that is, but I will try and look into it. I don't know why they've moved. The F7 is supposed to be over that bit, and hey. Anyway, let's just take that off for now. So, okay. I'll sort it out afterwards. Yeah, Sean, sorry, yeah, sorry, I've been absolutely mad busy. I only woke up at 10 to 10. Yeah, come and join me. I think Udi needs an invite as well. 1 second, sorry. I've got so much going on. So Udi needed an invite. I'll send him 2, and then Turbo Snail as well. Right, so that is TDH in the water. He's just retiring himself because he's a reserve. CRE Gori in the Scuderia is also on a lap here in Austria. Sorry, guys. I've got a fully blocked nose. It's doing me head in. I don't even know why. Yeah, I was really like waking up. I'm glad I woke up when I did. I didn't set any alarm because I just fell asleep watching the UFC. So this is going to be interesting. So CRE Gori did set a lap. Kieran and Liam is reserving. Vincenzo is back on track. He's in the Aston Martin. Take any car you want, mate, because nobody else has turned up. Again, Rod and Patty back for the second week in a row. So Vincenzo goes up to P4. Podge is going into the pit lane, and Jay in the Alpine is up to P1. Provisional pole for the Alpine driver. Oliver James in the Mercedes. Udi, Don Detch, English Dave in the Williams. Is he on a lap? No, he's not at the moment. He's just behind that driver, El Pato, going up towards turn 3 at Ramus. And the Williams driver, I think, is on a lap actually, as he goes down towards turn 4. One second. We just invite Mr. P. So on board with El Pato, and he goes up to P7 in the Williams, a 105.4. So it is heating up now. Oliver James has invalidated it in the Mercedes. Udi is in as well. We've got a few reserves in the bronze division, which we don't usually see. So something's happening here. So a lot of the full-time drivers will be happy about this because they get moved up a position. Remember, reserves cannot qualify and they can't finish the race. So just a bit of practice for them. They also cannot be given a time penalty for their own division for an incident as well. They can be given penalty points, but not time penalties, which we changed from last season. So we are on board with Maggi in the Ferraris. He goes down towards turn 4. Nice and tight to the curb for the Scuderia, just using the pace on the left-hand side to keep that going. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm all over the place, guys. I'm all over the place. Somebody shoot me. Find a drink. So in towards turn 10 and down towards the line for the Ferrari, and Maggi goes up to P5 just behind his teammate, and the two Ferraris occupying the second and third row of this grid here in Austria. Nimble Cat in the McLaren is also improving as he goes up towards turn 6. Nice and tight to the curve for the McLaren, who finished P6 last week in the first round of the season. Here is Baden, loses it, and onto the gravel goes Nimble Cat. Oh, the McLaren driver just lost the rears, and he is a very lucky boy to still be in this qualifying session. And he will be happy about that. Sergio Perez-esque there as Nimblecat came through there. But he can go again. He can regain himself, get his head in the right space, and he will go again to set another lap. But Nimblecat is still in P11. What about Udi in the Red Bull? He's also on a lap. He's not yet set a lap. And he's currently in P16 for that Red Bull. Podge does improve as well, up to P2. Vincenzo is going to go again. Who is that? That is Sergio Silva, up to P4 in the Mercedes. The Portuguese driver on the second row of the grid. So it's a lockout for Ferrari on the third row of the grid provisionally at the moment. Nimble Cat is going again. English Dave is improving as he comes round turn 9. Down towards turn 10 for the Williams driver. English Dave, pedal to the metal, to the line, P10. And the Williams drivers occupy the 5th row of this grid currently here in Austria. Turbo Snail rides the curb, nearly loses it in the Red Bull. It's not showing that you're online, Mr. B. So I can't even invite you. If Mercs or something can invite you, mate, you've still got time to try and say, oh, they've all been taken. Who took them? I don't even know who joined. There was 2 seats. Mr. P, I'm really sorry. I don't know who took the seats. So Jay is currently on provisional pole. Vincenzo in P4. What about Doug in the Haas? We do have a Kick Sauber coming through as well. That's Destroyer Track. Getting ready to start a lap. Destroyer. I didn't know Destroyer was joining. I'm sorry, guys. Nimble Cat. He's yet to go back into the pit and come out. So Nimblecat in P11, Oliver James. Remember, Udi's up to P12 now. Vincenzo, is he on a lap? Is he going to try and improve? He's not. He's down on his lap time. 2 minutes to go. Maggi starts his last flying lap. Nimbucat is not going to have enough time to go into the pit lane and come back out. El Pato is going to go again as he goes in towards turn 1. Over the curb he goes. The Williams driver. That DRS will kick in. The rear wing is open for the Englishman. Oh no, he's weaving. He's not on a lap. English Davies retired. Calls it a day here in qualifying. Maggi in the Ferrari just going down towards Slosh Gold at turn 4. And the Scuderia goes wide and onto the gravel. And Maggi will not be able to do no more. I hope the house isn't on a lap behind him. That was Doug. No, he's down on his lap time. Fortunately, El Pato moves out the way. Nimbucat into the pit lane. He can do no more. Viva, Don Dedge in the house. Don Dedge got a podium last week in Spain. What can he do here in Austria? We're about to find out. Doug is going to lie, so is Maggi. There's an Aston Martin there as well. Viva, who's invalidated it. There's also Williams of El Pato, who's backed out of his lap time. You've got Podge on an out lap, who's got a minute to get towards the line. So it looks like it is going to be Don Dedge next. Vincenzo can do no more. Other than P3, it's provisionally second row of the grid at the moment. B-Right, thank you so much, mate. It's coming home. 32 months. Don Dedge in the house, coming round turn 9, down towards turn 10. And Gene House would be super proud with that lap. To the line goes Don Dedge. Oh, he stayed P15? That's crazy. I don't even think he was on a lap. I think he's backed out there. So Viva will try and improve. So will El Pato. Burning that DRS. Oliver James is just retiring. Kieran and Liam to the line. Goals P4. CRE, Gory and Maggi. I think Maggi is actually still improving. A purple sector 2 for the Ferrari. He's going to be next to the line. And the checkered flag is about to wave here in Austria. And it has waved. And the drivers can do no more. Maggi goes wide. It stays valid. But that is it. Maggi was improving. He made a mistake. Goes wide. And he can do no more. Viva is improving 3/100ths of a second up on his lap time. The Aston Martin driver to the line. And he stays P12. We've got Don Dedge, who is 2 seconds up on his lap time. Currently it's Jay on provisional pole. But here comes the Nigerian. Don Dedge goes up to P10. CRE Gory in the Ferrari is down on his lap time and invalidates it. Kieran and Liam can do no more as well. Podge in P2. Udi is going to be last to the line. But it looks like that is it for qualifying here in Austria. Jay, the Canadian, takes pole position by 1.5 tenths of a second. So that is it for qualifying. Jay takes pole. Podge on the second row. Vincenzo back with a bang in P3. Kieran and Liam also reserving today in P4, but he is rated a bronze driver, I think. So that's why he didn't retire. And then we've got Doug and Sergio. El Pato a lot further up than he was last week as well. That's good to see for him. So it is Jay in the Alpine that takes pole position here in Austria. Podge on the front row of the grid in the McLaren alongside him. Vincenzo in the second row of the grid alongside him. Kieran and Liam in the Kick Sauber. Doug in the Haas on the third row of the grid and Sergio Silva in the Mercedes alongside him in P6. CRE Gory in the Scuderia in P7 on the fourth row of the grid. El Pato in the Williams alongside him in P8. Maggi in the other Ferrari in P9 and Don Dedge in the Haas in P10. Then comes English Dave, Nimbucat, Viva, Udi, Merckx, Destroyer, Fairjack, Turbo Snail, TDH and Oliver James. Oh, there's meant to be rain in the race. That doesn't sound like Austria. Literally Austria right in the mountains. Just adverse weather conditions. I think we'll see rain in the race today as well in Austria. Oh guys, formation lap is not on. Formation lap is not on. I need to tell the bronze drivers.
Thank you, guys.
So,
Right on.
the reason that it's not on because there's a glitch, and we've seen a lot of drivers doing it last season. Alvaro, how you doing, mate? 24 months. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. Guys, yeah, formation lap is not on. We've seen a lot of drivers doing it last week. So if you pause it on the formation lap, it brings your tyre temperatures up to a prime temperature for the start of the race. So I've seen so many drivers last week pausing it all the way down to the start line so that the tyres were perfect, and then they were going off. So that's the reason that we've taken formation lap off, because people were basically exploiting it and cheating. So here we go. This is it. And it's lights out and away we go. Jay and Podge got an amazing start. Podge got a brilliant start. He's going to go up the inside of turn 1. Jay takes the wider line and stays in the lead. There's a little touch between Vincenzo and Liam. Sergio Silva trying to get past El Pato in the Williams. Mad G losing a place to Don Dedge in the Haas. But here comes the Mercedes of Sergio Silva. And it's going to be El Pato. He tries to go up the inside in the Williams. The Haas just clatters into the back of him. Liam and Doug squabbling for position. It's Thierry Gordon has lost a couple of places in that Scuderia. Udi in the Red Bull. He's passed English Davies down 4 places. There's a lot going on at the back here as they go down into Slots Gold at turn 4. English Davies still losing places. Udi is up 1. Gory down 6 places now. Turbo Snail up 6. Fairjack up 7 positions. Don Dedge up 2. El Pato at 1. But the top 6 stay in position at the end of that one. So it is Vincenzo right on the back of Podge. Jay is already 8 tenths of a second clear. Fairjack is through on Mad G as he just picks them off one by one. Remember, he is a reserve driver. Turbo Snail also a reserve driver. Needs to be careful there as he just pushes Nimblecat wide, who loses a place. The McLaren driver, Oliver James, in the McLaren will go up the inside of TDH in the Alpine, and he does back out. Wow. And that was back out and move as well. Wow. So Don Dedge is through on Fairjack. So Fairjack is trying to get through on the Nigerian driver. And they do squabble for position. And it is Fairjack that makes it in front of the Haas driver. Into the slipstream goes Don Dedge. Is he going to try and get it back? We've got Vincenzo on Podge as well. And the McLaren and the Aston Martin wheels side by side through turn 4 as well. And it is Vincenzo that will come out just in front of Podge at the moment. The man from Sweden battling the British driver. And there is yellow flags, and that is Oliver James and his round. Destroyer is not here. Sorry, let me invite Destroyer. I don't even know how there was an invite anyway. Right, 1 second. Sorry, Destroyer, mate. So hopefully he can get back in reserve. Vincenzo setting the fastest lap. He's 1.1 behind Jay. Podge is there in the McLaren. So is Kieran and Liam, Doug, Sergio Silva, El Pato. They are all so close on track. Alvaro, I am in silver only because we need somebody to do comms in bronze. Otherwise I would still be in bronze. Nimblecat and Gory in the Ferrari will go at the inside of Nimblecat. They nearly touch on the McLaren and the Ferrari down towards turn 4. Turbo Snail is through on Maggi as well in the Red Bull. Maggi will go up the inside of the Ferrari. Turbo Snail will reverse, but not able to switch it back just yet. And Taylor is a reserve as well in bronze. He is he's actually not in any division. He doesn't want to race this season, but look at this. Turbo Snail all over the back of Gory in the Ferrari. Let's have a look at tyres. So, softs for Jay. And I think Jay would have been really hoping that he could have took off a little bit more than he has done, considering he is on soft compound tyres. But Vincenzo is looking extremely quick. That is TDH through. And English Dave as well on Nimblecat. Turbo Snail, is he going to try and lunge up the inside? He is. And over the curb, he just wants that position. The only thing with the way that the Red Bull is driving there because he's a very, very quick driver. There goes Don Dedge back on Fair Jack. The only problem is he's racing like he will do anything to get the overtake by all means necessary. Do you know, like cutting over the curve and riding the curves and everything just to get that position. In racing in Formula 1, you have to be so patient. Just stay behind the driver, be careful. Oh, English Dave in the Williams is round and onto the grass. So English Dave in the Williams makes a mistake. Still 32 laps to go though. But yeah, you just got to be extra careful. You got to be cautious. And the main thing is you've got to be patient and just stay behind that driver. Wait until you look close, like Vincenzo is to Jay. He knows he's close. He knows he's in the slipstream. He can go for an overtake. But look at that, the pace of Jay, and you won't see Vincenzo dive up the inside there. He knows that he's catching him. He knows he's got the pace. And he's just thinking about the strategy and the long term. And this is where he might go for the move. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't need to go for that lunge. And Vincenzo is now your race leader on lap 5. And Podge and Jay nearly have a coming together because Podge is now through as well. Wow. And down the inside goes Jay. And Podge is up to P2. So Jay has lost the lead of this Grand Prix. It's only on lap 5. He's on them. So surely they've not fell off this quick. Podge did a Piastri. He did. Podge just coming out of nowhere. This is brilliant. Vincenzo now leads to Podge in P2. You've got Jay in the Alpine in P3. Kieran and Liam in P4. Remember, Jay opted to start on the softs. The only driver in the top 10 that did start on the softs. Is he starting to regret that decision? Here goes Podge, and Podge will move into the lead of the Grand Prix. The McLaren driver finally into the lead, goes wide, and Vincenzo says thank you very much and takes it right back out the hands of the Swedishman. Kieran and Liam catching up to Jay as well in that Sauber on the Alpine. But wow, what a battle for the lead of this Grand Prix. It's already changed hands 4 times during this race. That is TDH on Nimblecat. The Alpine driver goes through Nimblecat down to P14. I think he's just about in the points if the reserves retire, actually. Vincenzo leads. Podge all over his tail. Jay in the Alpine right there as well. You've got Kieran and Liam in the Sauber. Just watching. Goes over the curb. Might have got a warning for that. Sergio Silva in the Mercedes is there as well. You've got El Pato going for the move, and the Williams driver on the Mercedes is through. El Pato and Sergio Silva, 2 brilliant drivers. El Pato wheel to wheel. There is nothing to separate these two. Sergio Silva, El Pato, who will be in front going into turn 3. And what about Don Dedge as well, that will lunge on the inside, trying to back out, clatters into El Pato. Maybe a bit optimistic from the Nigerian driver, and he will know that as well. He's now got Mad G, Turbo Snail all over the back of him. They're going 3 wide down in towards turn 4. It's the Red Bull driver of Turbo Snail, which will lunge on the inside of Mad G and moves him out of the way. Now Don Dedge is next on his hit list, and the Red Bull driver will go for it. So Turbo Snail all over the back of Don Dedge. Oh, Vincenzo is into the wall. The Aston Martin driver who was fighting for the lead in this Grand Prix has spun it here in Austria. And he will take the opportunity to pit as well. That is CRE Gori on at Fear Jack. You've got Merckx on Nimblecat. Oh, Merckx gets a time penalty. So now Podge is 1.3 seconds clear. Wow. Podge is in prime position to win this Grand Prix. I know there's 28 laps to go, but he is there. So here comes Kieran and Liam. What about Sergio Silva on El Pato? He will go up the inside in towards turn 4, the Mercedes and the Williams. And Sergio Silva, the man from Portugal, powering his way through. And up to P5 goes Sergio. El Pato, slight mistake there, just keeping hold of the rears as he came through there. And Turbo Snail is very optimistic going up the inside. Wow. Need to be careful going up the inside of turn 7 and 8. It's not something where you'd usually see an overtake. And Jay is going into the pit lane. Liam goes wide. So Jay is going for the undercut. Well, he started on the softs, didn't he? So Podge has got a lot of breathing space now. 2.5 seconds. And Doug is up into the podium places. He did just do a Nick Dew in Spain. So Mad G and CRE Gory, the two Ferrari drivers, they had a brilliant finish last week as well. And Mad G got a 3-second time penalty, but I think that was very harsh because he was trying to avoid the driver in front. Merckx is through on TDH. What about TDH? Can he come back at him? And the two Ferraris, there is no teamwork in that garage, but it's beautiful racing. Synchronised corners for the Ferraris. El Pato will try and go up the inside of Turbo Snail. And in P6, El Pato having a fantastic race here. And the Williams driver is absolutely on fire. Up to P6 in the DRS train. He just needs to make sure he gets the strategy right. Inglis Davies into the pit lane. He needs to get some fresh tyres and just start banging out some laps now to come back into this Grand Prix. Oh, he's retired. That's it. English Dave is out. So, another week and more heartache for the Williams fans as English Dave retires. And that is Doug on Kieran and Liam. Doug in the Haas, Kieran and Liam in the Sauber. You've also got Turbo Snail and Sergio Silva behind. Sergio Silva is a very clever man. And he knows exactly what to do in these situations, and he will be thinking to himself, the last thing I want to be doing is getting involved in a squabble with a reserve driver like Turbo Snail. And Doug and Liam, wheel to wheel, they go through turn 6 and 7. And the Red Bull driver is now getting involved as well, and they cannot go 2 or 3 wide through there. The Haas driver is looking for a way through, but Turbo Snail will go round the outside of both drivers. The Sauber has the inside line, but Turbo Snail goes wide, gets a penalty for it. But like I said before, he's not bothered if he gets a penalty. He just wants that position, and it's not a great way to race that. He races like it's life or death to get the overtake, and he just needs to be a little bit patient. But he's a very quick driver, and as he progresses as a driver, he will start to realise that there's times to overtake. You've got to be more patient as well. El Pato and Sergio Silva. El Pato will go at the inside. Sergio Silva just losing the rear slightly as well. And Sergio Silva will try and come back at the Williams of El Pato. Don Dedge as well on Mad G. Don Dedge in the house is through. TDH on Merck. So many overtakes on the track. Here's Mad G on Don Dedge. But yeah, as I was saying, Turbo Snail, he will grow as a competitor, and he will realise that it's not the overtake doesn't need to happen, but he makes some beautiful moves in this race already in the opening 11 laps. So well done to Turbo Snail. But as I always do, I keep it real and I say it as it is. And Turbo Snail, brilliant driver. He's just got to be much more clever with his overtaking. CRE Gory with a 3-second time penalty. And El Pato in the Williams. Oh, goes up the inside, nearly hits Sergio Silva, who's into P5. So many overtakes, DRS enabled all over this track. Don Dedge will try and make a move on El Pato, the Williams driver. On the Haas driver, the Haas will have the inside line, and he climbs into the back of Sergio Silva. That was close to Williams, and the Haas still squabbling TJ Chingori as well, but El Pato and Don Dedge. And that is Doug through on Kieran and Liam. And Doug, oh, El Pato! He was late on the brakes. He completely forgot where the brake pedal was. Clattered into Sergio Silva, spinning him around. And that was from so far back as well. And you've got to feel for Sergio Silva, who's in a great place for a podium here. Still in a great place. He's got a few reserves in front of him. And it's not completely ended his Grand Prix. But wow, El Pato there. Just one of the things. He's made a mistake. And just clattered right into the drivers, into the corner of turn 4. Patterson, I know, there's just so many. There's just so much happening on track. Kieran and Liam in the Sauber. It's coming through on Doug. And the Sauber driver will move up into the podiums into P3. And also Don Dedge, Matt G and TD8. And also 3 second time penalty. TD8 on Don Dedge will go up the inside. The Alpine driver on the Haas. But he just doesn't have the grip to make it work. Although he is on the hard compound tyres, Sergio Silva will make the move on Merckx. And the Mercedes driver with that recovery is now into PA. El Pato in P11, still in that DRS train. There's a DRS train from P3 all the way down to P13. So just bear that in mind. There's just so much happening here. It's incredible. What a Grand Prix. So, fantastic racing as well. It is so enjoyable. There's one DNF, and that is English Dave, who retired into the pit lane. So it says it all about Austria so far. I'm just trying to have a look at the clouds. There goes Doug on Liam. It does look a little bit murky. Somebody said we will get rain. Oh no, look at that. Blue clouds up in the hills. And that is Doug. That is through TDH on Don Dedge. Remember, he's on them harder tyres, and they will start to come into play. Just remember as well, keep your eyes peeled on Jay in the Alpine. Remember, he pit quite a while ago off them soft compounds. So if he catches back up to his pack, he will be way in front. So Matt G in the Ferrari. I think that's Liam that's going to be going into the pit lane. It is. Matt G goes up to P4. Don Dedge in P6. Matt G in P5. Sorry, Matt G in P4, yeah. Podge is still a second and a half clear of Turbo Snail. There is a yellow flag waving. That is a Mercedes. That's Oliver James that goes off track there. And Hoodie is catching him up. Yeah, that is TDH and Don Dedge that go at the inside. Matt G as well. Don Dedge just ghosting there, so something happened. Vincenzo from Nimblecat is into the pit lane. Hoodie with a time penalty. Oh, Don Dedge late on the brakes. Hits TDH. Luckily, they both come out of it unscathed. So Matt G also has his teammate behind him. The Ferraris both got points last week as well. They're both on for points here in Austria, which is really good for them too. So that is Doug into the pit lane. The Haas driver is into the pits. Merckx on the back of Sergio Silva, and he's pitted for hard. Sergio. Kieran O'Leary with that 3 second time penalty. Well, here comes Merckx in the racing boat. And he's not going to get the overtake yet. Look at Turbo Snail. He's all over the back of Podge now. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Turbo Snail does have a time penalty. So, oh, Podge loses it. Oh, Podge is onto the gravel and Turbo Snail goes through. And Podge made a mistake. He is 6 seconds clear of TDH. He needs to maybe get back in, get some fresh rubbers on Turbo Snail. I think he made a mistake as well because Podge is back through. Podge is going into the pit lane. Wow, Turbo Snail went really close to the McLaren driver there. And he is going in. Sergio Silva is into the pit lane. He was so far clear as well. CRE Gorey will be next into the pits. Now here comes Jay. Remember, he went for the undercut and he's quite far in front of Podge, but he will have to pit again surely. I mean, 30 laps is a long time to go on a set of tyres. TD8 loses 2 positions at once. And it is Matt G and Don Dedge that is through. El Pato on Jay. And the Alpine driver will try and come back at the Williams. Down towards turn 4 they go. And the Canadian driver is back in front and into P5. But El Pato, with the exact same move as he did last time. That looked, wow. He's took Jay out. He's actually hit him. That looked, wow. So, very unfortunate for El Pato. That's the second time that's happened for the Williams driver, where he's dived into a driver in towards turn 4. And that is all I will comment on that until I get drivers' point of views. So, Jay in the Alpine is right on the back of him. Mad G is into the pit lane. Here comes Jay on the back of El Pato in the Williams. The Alpine driver into turn 1 at the Niki Lauda curve. And Jay with the Alpine will move to the left and he will get the overtake, and El Pato will have to try and come back at him down towards turn 4 again. I don't think he's close enough this time though. Sergio Silva is through on Kieran and Liam. Turbo Snail with another time penalty, so Pods is doing exactly what I needed to do. And Podge will go up the inside of Turbo Snail and goes wide. Onto the gravel goes Turbo Snail. We are halfway through this race. This is getting very tasty indeed. Here comes Merckx on Liam. Destroyer into the pit lane. What about TDH on Don Dedge? F1 Viva is there as well. Jay is catching up finally. El Pato yet to pit. That's TDH into the lead of the Grand Prix. It's bringing back memories for TDH, who is your bronze world champion. Your current bronze world champion. I ordered trophies as well last night. I ordered Jay's trophy that I need to ship to Canada. I ordered Henke's trophies that I need to ship to Norway. I ordered Dennis's trophy that I need to ship to Belgium. So a bit of shipping to go on. Liam is through on Sergio Silva, the Sauber driver. Sergio Silva in the Mercedes. Sorry guys, I've got a bit of a cold. I woke up and my whole nose is blocked. My sinuses are bloody doing me head in. So yeah, I do apologise if you can hear me. You know, I'm doing commentary on bronze. I've not done not a single lap of practice in Austria, and I raced straight after bronze. TDH into the pit lane. Viva chasing down Don Dead. 16 laps to go. El Pato still out on the medium. 20 laps now. Podge, Sergio Silva. Remember Podge's tyres. That is Jay into leading the Grand Prix. And a bit of a squabble. And Don Dedge. And that's give Viva a chance. As well as Jay and Don Dedge in the Alpine in the Haas have coming together. And here comes Viva down the inside now. And Don Dedge will try and shut the door on the Aston Martin driver. Don Dedge here needs to be a bit clever about this. He knows that Viva... Oh, he's a bronze reserve. Sorry, so he will finish the race. So yeah, it's justified the battling. Oliver James up to P17. That is CRE Gori on Vincenzo, and the Ferrari is through on the Aston Martin. I tell you what, the Ferrari team of Matt G and CRE Gori look phenomenal already this season, and we're only on round 2, and they're working well together as well. Like, see that CRE Gori just backing out there. He's not going for any moves on his teammate. It's all about the constructors for these two. Red Bull is through on the RB of the sister car. They know they're well inside the points once the reserves are out as well. So it's really interesting to see. Fear Jack will come back at Turbo Snail and the RB back on the Red Bull. And Podge as well, just catching them up. He's in a bit of space now. That is TDH on Vincenzo, and Mad G has let his teammate through, who goes wide. They're trying to work together. And here comes Doug now, who is through on CRE Gori, and so is TDH as well. CRE Gori will try and go round the outside of the Alpine. And here comes Vincenzo in the Aston Martin to pick up the pieces. And he does pick up the pieces through turn 7. They're about to enter. Viva is into the pit lane. Out of turn 7 we go. Over the curve for Vincenzo. Couldn't get the overtake on CRE Gori. TDH on the back of Doug. Viva into the pits. That will move Podge up to P6. Sergio Silva. I'm just trying to figure it out. And looking at it at the moment, I think Sergio and Podge are on for podiums here. If it's correct. TDH in the Alpine. We'll go up the inside of Doug in the Haas. And he's on the medium compound tyres. He has a bit more grip, the Alpine driver. And through he goes. Has the Haas got the straight line speed to compete with him as they go down in towards turn 4. He will have to take the wider line though, the Haas, and he does. But the Alpine driver cleverly cuts him off there. And it's great racing from the pair of them. just reading the chat. Oh, Podge goes wide trying to get a move on El Pato, who still hasn't pitted. 23 laps, that is crazy. Don Dedge is finally into the pit lane. Podge will not want to be held up behind El Pato for too much longer, who will be really struggling on them tyres. And Podge needs to just burn this battery and get this move done. He does not want to be held up behind El Pato, who's on 23 lap old tyres. And there goes Podge. And the Swedish driver is through, but it's what El Pato can do, because Podge lost quite a lot of time there. El Pato will go down in towards turn 4. It doesn't make the move this time. Sergio Silva on the back of Merckx. So it's very close. What about Viva on Nimbucat? The Aston Martin driver is through on the McLaren. A lot of these drivers at some point would have needed a safety car, but it's not come, and I'm not complaining about it. Turbo Snail on Fair Jack. So yeah, Podge is in provisional P2 at the moment, and Sergio Silva is in provisional P3, but he does have Kieran and Leah right on his tail. As I've said before, there's 2 things guaranteed in life. The first thing is that you'll die, and the second thing is Turbo Snail will get a time penalty. I'm only joking. Yeah, here goes Fair Jack on Turbo Snail. He will make a lunge fit. The 2 reserve drivers, no love lost between these 2. Merckx and El Pato. El Pato later on the brakes in the Williams, but Merckx is through. And the Williams of El Pato, he's got no option here now, El Pato, but to wait and see if he can get some sort of safety car and get back into this race. But Sergio Silva will try and go down the inside of turn 4. El Pato will try and come back, but he can't, and Sergio Silva is through. CRE Gori on Doug, the Ferrari on the Haas, both Ferrari powered engines. Kieran Lee is also through. El Pato is really starting to struggle. Turbo Snail is around. And that was a collision with Fear Jack is round as well. Turbo Snail and Fear Jack, the 2 reserves, having a coming together. El Pato finally into the pit lane. Has that ruined his race though? He's left it so late. Maybe he'll go on to the soft compounds till the end of this Grand Prix now, but he's left it so late. And you've got to feel for him at this point. He's got a long way to go now. Fair Jack and Turbo Snail retire. Thank you so much for reserving. But it ended in disaster for them guys. Destroy as well. Thank you for reserving, mate. So, Vincenzo through on CRE Gori. 11 laps to go. Yeah, I was saying the same thing, Alvaro. Turbo Snail is a fantastic driver, but he races like it's life or death to overtake. Which is really good, which is good in some aspects, but in a lot of league racing, and I think as he grows as a driver, that will come. That awareness and that IQ, that will come.
Yes! Yes!
happened with all
Thank
the
you,
games.
guys.
So quick.
My time.
Qualifying in the race, and he's not finished. Like he's just been. I don't reckon he's really struggling to adapt to the game.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
He's just struggling back. Yeah,
My time.
What is that? Fear Jack, thank you so much. 10 months, and Vixen 6 months. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Here comes Merckx on Podge. Remember, Merckx. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Merckx is a reserve. He could have gone for that move then, but he knows he would have been jeopardising the McLaren in front had he have gone for that move, and it would have been extremely close in towards turn 1. So instead, he's backed out, waited till they go up towards turn 3, and then gone for the move. Podge is going for the lunge though, and he's gone deep, and Merckx just picks up the pieces, and so does Sergio Silva. Podge will be kicking himself with that. JTXU, thank you so much, mate. We are on a hype train. Gifted a tier 1 sub to Patterson. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Fear Jack, how's my morning? Well, I feel absolutely bunged up, and I woke up at 10 to 10 minutes before the race was supposed to start. The two Aston Martins have swapped places here in Austria with 9 laps to go. Mad G on the back of Liam, and Oliver James is out in the pit lane. Thank you for reserving, Oliver. I hope that whatever's going on, whatever's wrong with the driver at the moment, I hope it gets better. Mad G on Liam and the Ferrari driver on the Sauber. And what about TDH as well? He's going to go for the move, and he does. And through goes Taylor. Sergio Silva on as well. He goes deep again in towards turn 3. Taylor lunges up the inside of Mad G, and the Ferrari driver will try and switch it back. They are wheel to wheel, but Taylor having that DRS has really helped him go in front. Yellow flags are waving. Oh, it's Oliver James who's come back out on track. That's why the yellow flags are waving. Jay is 10 seconds clear of the other drivers. Mad G on the back of Taylor in the Alpine. Thank you so much for the hype train, guys. Appreciate all the subscriptions. Hockey Gaming. I appreciate the follow, man. So, Podge in the McLaren, still in the back of Sergio. He's got a nice little gap of 3 seconds. So at the moment, they are on 4 podium places with 7 laps to go. Here comes Sergio Silva on Merckx. We'll see, he's going to be patient here. And Podge this time is not deep in towards turn 3, which is good. Yeah, what about Nimble Cat? Oh, that is CRE Corey that's round. He was having a brilliant race, but he is round. And Nimble Cat is up to P9. And technically, once Taylor and Merckx are out, he's in a P7. What a race for Nimble Cat again. 7 laps to go. I'm going to be cutting this so close. Oh, level 1 completed. Alvaro Chabas gifted a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Alvaro. Thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it. We smashed the level 1 hype train. That is so sick. Mad G is through on Taylor. Up to P5 goes the Ferrari driver. Taylor making a slight snap there out of turn 1. Here comes Liam. What about Sergio Silva on Merckx, the Mercedes driver on the RB. Podge is there as well. TDH on the inside of Mad G, but Mad G just reverses the move. And through he goes on the Alpine. Vixen has gifted a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Vixen. Wow, you guys are absolutely crazy this morning. Podge is back up to P2 on Sergio. Merckx is just starting to back out, I think. I appreciate that, Merckx. Thank you very much. I think he's just thinking these drivers are fighting for podiums. I'm reserving. I'm just going to let them go. And Jay, remember, he's on really old tyres. If Podge and Sergio can start to bang out some lap times, this is going to be very, very close to the end of this Grand Prix. Nimble Cat on Vincenzo, the McLaren driver, and the Aston Martin goes out wide, leaves the McLaren the room. That's brilliant racing. So, yeah, Sergio, so if they start to work together, using each other with the DRS, it does look a little bit more cloudy out there. Mate, look at them grey clouds coming over. But it doesn't look like the rain's going to hit in time. Nimble Cat on Vincenzo. We'll go at the inside of the McLaren driver on the Aston Martin. And this is some fantastic racing for the Papaya. Here comes Vincenzo in the Aston Martin again to take the place back in towards turn 4. And Nimble Cat will try once again. They do go side by side and down towards turn 5. And at 6. Oh, wow. Vincenzo went deep there. Nearly hit the McLaren driver. But Nimble Cat is on fire. So the gap is down to 8.3, but they need to get a move on here. Podge and Sergio. I need to get a couple of practice laps in, you know. And the silver race starts at 12. I've not done a single lap, but I've got no chance of winning in silver anyway. Or no chance of even finishing in the top 10 in silver. Vincenzo through on Nimble Cat. And so is Don Dedge as well. Nimble Cat will try and go back up the inside. Don Dedge leaves in the room. Fantastically done. Viva is from Maggi. The Ferrari driver will try the old switcheroo. Oh, he's collected the Ferrari. Viva is into the wall. He had a huge snap. And round he goes. And Maggi will be so annoyed with that. He's now missing an end plate. And through no fault of his own, with 3 laps to go, has got front wing damage. Nimble Cat will now pick up the pieces. So will Vincenzo and Don Dedge. Oh, you got to feel for Maggi. He will absolutely carry on. He's got 4.5 seconds to the drivers behind him, but it's a long way to go with wing damage. Podge and Sergio still, they're not able to catch up to Jay, who's on them older tyres. Let's just have a look at... Oh, that is not Nimble Cat, surely. Nimble Cat is round. He's about to finish in the points as well. And I think he's had a collision with Vincenzo. It was going so well between the pair of them. Nimble Cat does not have time penalties either. Viva is out. So Nimble Cat will make up so many places had he not have spun it there. So looking at the tyres, 24 laps for Jay. Wow, 16 for Podge, 18 for Sergio. How are they not catching him up? El Pato on the back of Vincenzo, Nimble Cat. Hopefully they've not got damage. The rain's come! The rain is here in Austria! With 2.5 laps to go. Well, nearly 3 laps. The rain is here and it is falling heavy already. Wow, wow, wow. The rain is here. The drivers are going to be extra careful. Merckx and TDH will go through. Oh, Kieran and Liam nearly lost it. He's a very lucky boy. Maggi, remember, with that wing damage, is still just limping to the finish line. Jay will really, really struggle now on 24 lap old tyres in the rain. Everybody will struggle in the rain. Technically, looking at it, they only need to catch him by 5 seconds because he's got a 3-second time penalty. There goes Liam on at Merckx. El Pato is from Vincenzo. Goes onto the gravel, and Vincenzo goes back through. Sergio Silva on the back of Podge. They're losing a bit of time to Jay. How has Jay held on for so many laps? And rightly so. Thank you so much for reserving, Merckx. It's always a pleasure watching you race. Sergio Silva and Podge will just be thinking at this point in the race, let's get to the end. Let's get them podiums. This is great work from us both, and I completely agree. Podge and Sergio here. So remember, TDH, he is a silver driver, so he will also be out, retire before the end. So that moves everyone up another position. So a lot of drivers have struggled with track limits. Jay, I tell you what, even on 26 lap old tyres, there is nothing stopping him. The rain is coming down. What a Grand Prix it has been. What a Grand Prix. No safety cars, just pure class racing. That is yellow flag. That is yellow flag. Oh, that is Liam that's round. Taylor, thank you so much for reserving me. Liam is round. Brilliant racing as always, Taylor. You're always the person that sets the standard, which is great. So Liam struggling. CRE Corey is going to come through. Tenso and Nimbuka as well. And Liam, I tell you what, this is great. On to the last lap of this Grand Prix. Jay has been near perfect in this Grand Prix. 10 seconds clear on 28 lap old hard tyres. It's been a masterclass performance from the Alpine driver, and the Canadian, as he did last season, he opened the first 2 rounds with victories, and he's going to do the same here in season 9. Jay will make it back-to-back race wins here in Austria. Jay is your race winner. Podge is going to come through as well. Oh, he's sliding. Sergio Silva may be able to catch him, but Podge comes through and takes the podium. So does Sergio Silva. Maggi is going to come through to claim P4, and when it all looks very bad for the Ferrari drivers, what a result for the team. Maggi, what a performance with that broken front wing for the last 4 laps as well. Don Dench will take P5. And Gory will take P6. Look at this on Nimbuka. Nimbuka is still going for the move on Vincenzo. All the way to the line. Where will he end up without any penalties? P6 for Nimbuka. El Pato gets the first points of the season for Williams. Well done to him. Brilliant performance. What a drive for these racers. Brilliantly done. The rain did come. There was no safety cars, so it came really late on in the race. It's 11:15, and I don't think I've got time to jump through interviews. I've got to then go on my account. I've got to get my setup. I've got to do a lap in Austria, and remember the silver race is on at 12 o'clock because the F1's on at 2. So I do apologise. I really want to do interviews, but this is going to be the second week. I'm not going to have time to do it, so I do apologise. I'd love to interview Podge. Jay as well. I'd love to interview Jay and Sergio Silva. 3 amazing drivers I'd love to do an interview with, but it's 11:15. We've got Silver at 12 because of the F1 at 2, and I've also got to get on and get some laps in. So Jay is your race winner here in Austria. Podge will take P2, and Sergio Silva with the podium in P3. Mad GP4, Don Dench P5, Nimbuka in P6, Vincenzo in P7, CRE Corey in P8, Liam in P9, and Pato in P10. Then comes Doug, TDH, Udi, Merckx, Viva, Oliver James, Thomas Neil, Fair Jack Destroyer, and English Dave. Thank you so much to all the reserves that stepped in. You really helped me out, and I really, really do appreciate it, as a lot of drivers didn't turn up again. Let me just have a look at this. That's fine. Incident. But yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Yeah, sorry I'm not doing interviews again. Yeah, I do want to do interviews, but it just with these times at 12 o'clock, I can't really fit them in. Driver of the day, my driver of the day is going to be Mad G. I think only because he came from P9, and also, I couldn't give it Nimbucat or even Dodge, but only because of the damage near the end of the race, and he still finished in P4, and he just carried on and limped home. That's the only reason I'm going to give him driver of the day. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, guys. We got 5 subscriptions. We got a level 2 hype train. We had 38 viewers at one point watching the race. So massive thank you to all of you guys that continue to support Formula 7 racing, one of the best racing leagues in the world. We are doing amazing things over here. We've got an amazing following as well. So thank you all so much. Make sure you tune in for Silver at 12 o'clock. You'll be with the Irishman of Johnny. He will be on comms for that race. So thank you, and I will be racing there as well. Make sure you tune in.